You know that feeling when someone thinks they've outsmarted you? My landlord believed he could steal thousands from me and never face the consequences. For a while I thought he'd won, but karma had a long memory, and it came for him in ways he never expected. If you've ever had a landlord who treated you unfairly, or anyone who tried to walk all over you, this story will be your kind of justice. Hit that subscribe button right now, like this video, and drop a comment if you've ever dreamed of karma catching up with someone. Because this story, it's proof that sometimes the universe doesn't forget. Let's get into it. I'd been living in this high-rise for more than 10 years. 20 stories of concrete walls, mirrored windows, and neighbors who knew everything about everyone. It was the kind of place where if you sneezed 3 apartments away, someone was already blessing you. And through all that time, my landlord, he was practically invisible. He lived next door, but we rarely exchanged more than a nod in the hallway. No small talk, no warmth. Just a cold, quiet man. But honestly, I didn't mind. It's because our arrangement was unusual, but perfect for me. If something broke in the apartment showerhead, fridge window, I didn't call him. I just fixed it myself, or bought a replacement. He didn't care about receipts, didn't care about being updated. It's exact words, I don't want to hear from you unless the place is on fire. And I respected that. I liked the independence. My rent was affordable, my home was comfortable, and I had a system. For over a decade, this worked flawlessly. But then, his wife got involved. Now, I'd always thought of her as the opposite of him. Where he was quiet, she was loud. He was invisible. She wanted attention. She had this air about her like the queen bee of the building, running the mommies group, always inserting herself into social circles. The kind of woman who thrives on gossip but still wants to be admired, and apparently, admiration wasn't enough anymore. She wanted money. One day, out of nowhere, they announced they wanted me out. She wanted to rent the place out as an office illegal, by the way, but she didn't care. They dangled a deal. Move out a month early, and I'd get that last month's rent back plus my deposit. Thousands of RMB? It wasn't ideal. Moving during my busiest work season was a headache, but money talks, I agreed. And that's when everything flipped. The moment I left, they told me, the place is ruined. We can't give you anything until you fix it. Ruined. That was their word. Now listen, I'm not going to pretend I was the perfect tenant. My cats had scratched the leather legs of the dining table. The pull-up bar I'd used left 2 small dents in the hardwood kitchen door frame. Those were fair. Charge me for them, fine, but they brought me a list. And I swear, it read more like a wish list than a repair invoice. This tile is chipped. The wall has tiny holes from picture frames. The window screens aren't new. Window screens. I'd literally replaced them during my tenancy. They were in better shape than when I moved in. But here's the thing, I was drowning in work. This was my busiest season of the year, and I didn't have the energy to argue every little point. So I played along. I hired someone to re-leather the table legs. I patched the photo frame holes. I even touched up paint and fixed minor wear and tear that honestly was just life happening in an apartment. I trusted him. After 10 years, I thought surely he'll be fair. So when the day came, I expected to walk away with around 24,000 RMB, about £2.500. Do you know what he handed me? 5,000, barely a fraction. Take it or leave it, he said flatly. If you don't accept the 5, you'll get nothing at all. My stomach dropped. My mouth went dry. I could feel my heartbeat in my ears. 10 years of being a good tenant, fixing things myself, never calling him one cent. This was how he repaid me. I wanted to explode, to scream, but I was exhausted, overworked, and in that moment, powerless, so I did the only thing I could. I swallowed my pride, bit my tongue until it hurt, and took the 5. It was humiliation. Pure and simple. But humiliation has a way of spreading. I told one neighbor, an older lady, the kind who always seemed to know everything anyway. I swear, within 48 hours, everyone in the building knew. The wife, who used to hold court in the mommy group, suddenly found herself iced out. Nobody wanted to talk to her. She'd enter a room and conversations would stop. People whispered, people sneered. The landlord, too, became a ghost in his own building. And here's the cherry on top. They thought I was gone. They thought they'd ripped me off, shoved me out, and would never see me again. But life had other plans. An opportunity came up, and I ended up renting another unit in the same building. So not only had they burned me, they now had to see me every single day. 1 year later, the building office called me with a question about floor heating in my old unit. Curious, I went to check, and guess what? The dents in the kitchen door frame, the ones they'd claimed required such massive repairs, were still there. They hadn't fixed a single thing. When I confronted him, he brushed me off. Mind your own business, he said. Fine, I did. But karma wasn't done. 5 years later, I noticed something strange. It was 3 a.m., and the lights in my old apartment were still on odd, so I went to check. The door was open. Inside, it looked like a war zone. Cabinets smashed, graffiti scrawled across the walls. Someone had written "Lazy Landlord" in big, mocking letters. Trash everywhere. And those same dents, still there, untouched. He had stolen my money, claiming he'd fix things. And he never fixed a damn thing. This time, I had a weapon he didn't. A smartphone. And a 500-person building group chat. I took pictures. It's every dent, every piece of broken furniture, every bit of graffiti. I posted it all. The reaction was instant. Neighbors came forward in droves, sharing their own stories. He'd kept their deposits. He'd rented illegally. He let office workers trash the halls. He let people smoke indoors, leave garbage bags leaking outside their doors, cursed loudly in front of children. It was like a floodgate opening. Years of anger and resentment poured into the chat. And this time, there were photos, videos, and proof. Management got involved. The police got involved. And the hammer finally came down. He was fined heavily for creating a public disturbance, for degrading the quality of life in the building, for illegally renting his home as an office. And the final blow, management refused to let him hire workers to repair the apartment. So it sat there, trashed, broken, empty for 6 long months, all because of his greed. He stole 1.5 months' rent from me. And in the end, he lost a year's worth of rent. His reputation, his wife's social standing, his dignity. Every time I walked past that empty, dark apartment, I smiled. Because sometimes karma doesn't whisper, sometimes it screams. This landlord thought he was clever, that he could nickel-and-dime loyal tenants, steal deposits, and keep raking in money with no consequences. But greed has a way of revealing itself. And once it does, people don't forget. He thought he was taking advantage of me. In reality, he was digging his own grave. This taught me something important. Revenge doesn't always have to be loud or immediate. Sometimes, the most satisfying justice is time itself. You live your life, you move forward, and the people who wronged you, they collapse under the weight of their own greed. So what do you think? Did karma go hard enough on this landlord? Or should it have been even worse? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and share your own landlord horror stories. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales of justice, revenge, and karma served ice cold.